Okay, let me reiterate the definition for really, not now, please. Don't read now. I pass it to you. It's for you all to read over the weekend. So somebody start first. Okay. Let me reiterate the definition for photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis is this idea that chlorophyll traps light energy. Now, very important, don't misunderstand light energy for sunlight, because light energy can come from any source. Okay, so light can come from any source. It can be natural light or natural light like sunlight, or artificial light like all these lights. You put your plants here, it's still photosynthesized. Okay. Now, very important, actually, something else that is tagged together with this light business is actually the color of light. Now, as you know, right, light is made of different colors, right? We'll study a bit more of light and colors, a bit about colors further down the road. I think in semester 2, right, you'll study a bit about light. But you do know that light is made of different colors. So the interesting question would be, what light or what color of light do you think green plants like? Or is there even a preference? So, yeah, what color of light do you think plants like?
Transparent. Red light.
I didn't know there's a color called transparent.
Red light.
There's a color called transparent.
Yellow. Red light.
Okay, so my question to you is, why do you choose that color? Like, why you say red? Who say red? Who say red?
Because the plant reflects the green light, it's a mixture of yellow and blue. So then we take the red.
Okay, that's his rationale. So his rationale is plants like red light because plants reflect green, which is a mixture of what? Blue and yellow. Make sense? Or don't make sense? Don't make sense. So, what are the colors? White. Huh? White means all the colors. So, you are trying to say plants have no preference. They like all the colors. Why? Why do you say that? Don't know. Just guess. So, if you ask me, I would say Andrew's answer with a reason, whether correct or wrong, is more logical than Savan's answer, which has no reason. So, having an answer doesn't mean... Having an answer is not enough. That's what I'm trying to say. You must have a rationale, a reason. So, you can't just blurt out an answer and say, yeah, white light. And then I ask you why, I don't know. I just think it is like that. Okay, so maybe Savan has a certain reasoning, but he just couldn't articulate. Maybe he has some sense of why it's white, but he could not articulate the answer. So that is as good as not having a reason to me, because I can't hear. I can't see what he's thinking, right? I have to hear. So anybody else? Just now somebody said. I know he said transparent, but there's no such like color as transparent, so I'm ignoring that answer. Any other thoughts? What colors do you think plants like? Yellow. Okay, why yellow?
Because it's like the brightest color.
Yellow is the brightest color. How do you measure brightness?
To your eyes, it stands out the most.
To your eyes, it stands out the most. It's like glowing. Okay, so Sherry has an answer. She said that, maybe yellow, because yellow seems the brightest. To my eyes, it seems that it's the brightest color. Reasonable? Anybody knows how light is measured? Very good. So Wei said wavelength. What is wavelength? Yeah. Wavelength is very hard to explain. But you're right. Wavelength. So let me ask you this next question. So hang on. Wavelength has something to do with light, yes. But what does wavelength? How is wavelength understood? How can we understand wavelength besides this curve thing, which I know some of us seen it before. Yeah. No, you're right to say that, but it's very abstract for some of us. Some of us who have no idea what you're talking about. What Wei Li is talking about is actually this thing. What he's talking about is this concept of wavelength. Yeah, correct. That's what you're talking about, right? And he said this is one wavelength. One wavelength. And he's right to say that. But this is still very conceptualized, because for the rest of us, we look at it and say, what does this have to do with light? I don't see this in the light. Like I don't see this wave. I don't see this wave coming down, right? I don't see the wave. But in a sense, it's like that. So what does this wavelength correspond to? Excellent. Very good, very good, very good. Excellent. Thank you, Willie. Wow, this guy is physics pro, man. Okay, so the idea is this, ladies and gentlemen, and Willie is correct to say that different wavelength of light is represented by different colors. Or conversely, different colors of light have different wavelengths. Actually, the other measurable thing that corresponds to wavelength is frequency. Again, it's a very abstract term, but wavelength is inversely proportional to frequency. You all understand inversely proportional, right? Meaning the higher the wavelength, the lower the frequency, and vice versa. The shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency. Okay? Now, so these two terms are related. Wavelength and frequency are related, and both of them relates to colors, right? Meaning different colors have different wavelengths and different colors have different frequencies. Now, coming back to Sherry's statement about brightness, where does brightness come in, you think? I know I'm touching a bit on light, but I want to quickly solve this issue before I go on to the next part. What is brightness, you think? Excellent. Intensity of light. So how does intensity come into play? It has something to do with the wavelength. Let me show you something. This compared to change color. Which one has higher brightness or intensity? The red line or the green red line or the green line? The green line. Yeah, right. And so, brightness or intensity has something to do with what we call amplitude. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. This one all not in syllabus one. I am just giving you guys a bit of extra information. The amplitude is similar to the concept of sound. Now, sound energy and light energy are very similar in some aspects. Okay, in some aspects. And it's very similar in this aspect. So for light, you call brightness or intensity is the amplitude, how high the wave is. Similar to sound. But sound is not called brightness or intensity. It's called loudness, right? Loudness, or we call volume. Loudness. And for light, this brightness amplitude is measured using a certain SI unit called, very good, lux. Excellent. 很好, Yishen, lux. Where have you come across this word? Your sister taught you, huh? Oh, your teacher, your tuition teacher. Okay, very good. Lux. Not the soap. Not the bar soap, lux. I don't know whether they still use that. But very right, you're right. So intensity of light is measured using something called lux. Okay, so therefore, coming back to Sherry's statement, yellow seems brighter. Is that statement valid? I mean, is it correct to say like that? And the answer is no, because color, as we have described here, is related to frequency and wavelength. It's not related to amplitude or lux. Okay? Now, do you see where I'm coming from? I'm trying to teach you to reason. I'm trying to teach you to assess your beliefs using reasons, and I'm trying to help you to assess other people's statements using reason. Now, this is a very important skill that I want you to learn. Because when we move ahead into future work, like for example SRP, okay, it is very important that you, ladies and gentlemen, learn how to reason with each other. Not argue, not shout, not even discuss, but to reason with one another. You need to sit down and ask yourselves, when your friend gives you a statement, like for example Sherry gave a statement, you need to evaluate her statement, your friend's statement. Okay, not evaluating her, not evaluating her. We are not saying anything about Sherry. We are saying and discussing and evaluating Sherry's statement, her statement. You need to do that frequently in your SRP projects and in future group projects, you are evaluating your friend's statement. When your friend makes a statement, you should ask your friend the same things that I'm asking. Is it reasonable? Where is your theory? Where does it come from? Right? Is this concept of, for example, yellow color being the brightest, is it valid? And then find out using theory and connect it together, and then finally tell Sherry, no Sherry, I think your statement is not correct. Because color has to do with wavelength and frequency, whereas intensity has to do with the amplitude. And then Sherry will say, oh okay, I didn't know that. I learned something new. And that's fine. Okay, good. So next. So the first part to talk about wavelength color. So coming back to the original question, what color do you think plants like? Actually, Andrew is very, very close. His answer is half correct because he said about plants reflecting green light, and green light is made of blue and yellow. His first half of the answer is correct. Plants do reflect green light, that's why it's green. But his second half of the answer is wrong. Green light is not made of blue and yellow light. Green paint is made of blue and yellow paint. So he mixed up paints and light, which some of us do all the time. Because in your experience, I'm sure, because we understand if we mix all the colors of the light together, we get white light, correct? But if you mix all the color of the paint together, you get black paint. Huh? You mix before, it's brown, a black around there. Or depends on garbagey, shitty color. Yeah. Right? You don't get white, right? You don't get white. So there's a difference between paints and light. So have that clear in your head. Okay? There's a difference. So what colors do green plants like? Actually, green plants like any color besides green. Yeah, because it absorbs all other colors except green. It reflects green. But to be very clear, actually, if you do remember the position of the colors in the rainbow? Starts with red and ends with purple or violet, right? And what's in the middle? Green, right? Yeah, green. So green is right in the middle of the spectrum. So therefore plants, right, reflect green light, which is right in the middle of the spectrum, but absorbs both extremes, which is red and violet. So those are the favorite colors of the plants. Okay, Ken?
New discovery.
No, not discovery. Discovered long ago. New learning. It might be new for you lah. So it's good. New learning for you. You learn something different today. Yes? Inversely. Alright, so let me move forward about plants. So I've emphasized on the definition of photosynthesis, which is very important. So please remember that definition, which I put it up. It's again, I already talked about it yesterday. I want to re-emphasize today. Okay? Emphasize, Emphasize. I hope you all get the hint. Okay, moving forward. Now, what I need you guys to then look at right now is actually... you go back and listen to the tape. Okay, so I want to talk about this aspect or this question of... Now we know, okay, what are the raw materials for photosynthesis? Anybody? Okay, then what? Let me get somebody to... Write the word equation for photosynthesis. What's that mine?
Yeah.
Okay, don't want. Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. So, let me get Sam to write the
shit, I forgot.
equation for photosynthesis. If you guys know, you can write it in your notebook.
Cover
Then
the
later we
outside,
double check, see whether it's correct or not correct.
In the process of
Word equation for
Can write.
photosynthesis. Word equation, that means using words only.
Plus.
This Sam obviously doesn't understand the difference between word equation.
How erase How erase?
Valid.
Huh?
I bet you're not looking for the eraser.
Yeah.
Okay, word equation. Come everybody, write down the word equation for photosynthesis. Let's do it before he finishes.
Sorry.
Right now, hello, right. You write with your mouth, will you? Okay, go ahead. I would like to see how you write with your mouth.
Walao, like no space, yeah. I write so big for what?
Hey, where's your notebook?
Wait. Plus water, right?
Don't know ah.
Water, right? Enjoy water, right? Enjoy. Come down plus water, right?
Practice. Come on. Don't be lazy.
Arrowhead. Like no space, yeah. I don't know. Oh shit.
Yeah, his handwriting is worse than mine. Sorry.
Like.
This is like good already.
This is very nice already.
Yeah.
Hey, hurry up, oi!
Ah.
Write word equation.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, we can. Once it's done.
In the present.
Okay, next I won't ask you to write.
So how to write? Wait, and chlorophyll, right?
Is that about it? Anything else?
How to write?
Okay, thank you very much.
How to write?
Huh?
Very hard to write.
How right? That's right. Who has the best handwriting in this class?
Me.
Either that is true or he's severely delusional. Michelle, huh? Michelle the best. Okay, never mind. We shall see, huh? I'm gonna write bracket here by Yuan Xiang so that I remember. Huh? What? No I? No I become Yuan Seng. What? Oh, quite big, eh? Quite big, lah. Oh, you mean that's his nickname, is it? Okay, I'll put that nickname, AKA No Eyes. Then I put there Jewel. Alright. No, as in you say one. Quoted from Jewel. Okay, now. So, we know that these are the raw materials for photosynthesis, right? Carbon dioxide and water. And it produces glucose and oxygen. And it requires light and chlorophyll. So actually, Yuan Xiang is correct, although his handwriting is off, but it's okay, it's correct. So, first portion of what we want to talk about today is, how then does the raw material reach the site of photosynthesis? So let me ask you first, where is the site of photosynthesis? The leaf, right? Most of the photosynthesis occurs in the leaf. And which part of the leaf? Yes, of course, leaves are made of cells, but the chloroplast in the leaves, right? But do you know that the leaves are also separated into different layers? So we're going to learn about the layers of the leaf today. Layers of the leaf. Don't worry, I know your drawing is probably better than mine, so if I can draw very quickly, you can draw. So don't worry about drawing, okay? I'm just going to draw an outline. In biology, it's always outline, so don't need to shade, dot, cross, whatever. Use pencil, shade, use saliva, rub, then make it different, graduated, no need. Okay, now, I'm going to teach you the main layers of the leaf, so listen very carefully. We start with the top. Okay, one layer. And then 2 layers. And then 3 layers. And then the middle got one big layer. And then the bottom got one more layer. Now I will draw in just the cells very quickly later, but just worry about the naming first. The name is very important. Now the first layer is called the cuticle. Cuticle. First layer. The first layer of the leaf is called cuticle. Now whenever you take a piece of leaf, whenever you take a leaf, when you touch the top surface of the leaf, what do you feel usually? It's the cuticle, but what do you feel? It's usually gross. Did someone say gross? Smooth, right? Smooth. It's usually smooth and waxy, right? So that is the cuticle layer. It's a waxy layer. It's not made of cells, but it is made by cells. Made by cells, but not cells. It's just a layer of wax. So this is called a cuticle. Okay, transparent waxy layer. Cuticle. Now, next layer is called the upper epidermis. Now, this layer, upper epidermis, is made of cells. Okay, so they have cells right here in this layer, and the cells are usually round. And there's usually only one layer of cells or two layers of cells. Upper epidermis. The line is just a segregation. So usually no line one. It's just to segregate the layer for you to see. But in plants you won't have lines like that. If the test asks you to draw the layers of the leaf, you don't have to write the lines, but you meant to draw the parts. Unless the test just asks you to draw the outline of the layers. If the test asks you to draw outline of the layers, if it's just a layer, then you can draw the layer, draw the lines. If the test asks you to draw the leaf structure, then you got to draw the individual cells, which won't ask you to draw one. Why lah? No need to be like that exactly lah. Thickness no need. Just memorize the layers and the function of the layer. Okay, memorize the name of the layer, the form of the layer, what it looks like, and the function of the layer, what it does. Okay, so biology, three things: the name, the form, the function. What it's called, what does it look like, what does it do? Yes, Chinggit. The band of the cells, the band of cells. Okay? So epidermis. Now, the layer is called upper epidermis. The cell, each individual cell is called the epidermal cell. Okay? The layer is called upper epidermis. The cells are called epidermal cells. Now, most of the time, these cells have no chloroplast and they are transparent. Their function is to produce the cuticle. Okay? Right there, produce cuticle and allow light to pass through. And I put there, no chloroplast. Okay, so that's the upper epidermis, epidermal cell. Right, bigger, no space. Never mind, you can review the video later at home, and you can also see it in the slides. It's in the LMS. But right now, if you cannot see, you can shift to where Shiva is on again. I'm trying to write very small because I write very big, no space. My screen size only like that. Sorry. Sorry, say again. Waxy cuticle is The epidermal cells produce the cuticle. The cuticle name is cuticle, the form is waxy layer, and the function is protect the leaf. Protect leaf. Okay? Usually from water loss lah. So I put there from water loss. Yeah, you get.
It's like a cuticle layer. Yeah, the cuticle layer, you know those kind of rainforest leaf, then
Some are thicker than others. Yes, you're right. So depending on the different species of plants, some plants cuticle is very thick, some plants cuticle very thin.
Also like some plants you don't see, some plants you don't
See,
see.
feel. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Ken? Alright, can I continue? Now, the next layer of cells right under the epidermal cells, these cells they look like this. Sorry, my drawing. Okay, the cells are arranged in this vertical arrangement. The cells on top, you can imagine them to be horizontal arrangement or more roundish. But the cells in the next layer is like what do you call this? I can't imagine. I can't think of a word. Just vertical And this layer, this layer is called palisade mesophyll layer. No. I can't draw properly. It will just end here. Yeah, like that. Okay, you just reach the layer. What holds them in place? Usually the cells will stick to one another. There is something called cellular glue. But don't have to worry about that for now. Okay, so palisade mesophyll layer. Okay, so now this layer, what it looks like is it is cells arranged in a vertical manner. So vertical. Yeah.
Can I go find this all?
Why lah?
Because it's very important.
Yeah, I guess, but
It's regarding the CA1 one.
CA1.
Because she forgot to collect our roll the worksheet, the CA1 one.
Oh, okay, go lah.
I go find her.
Huh? You mean that was the test paper? Yeah. That you took just now? Yeah. And she didn't collect?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think later they need more.
But I think she said she will say like they will change.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, sorry. Hello? Wait. Relax. Shh. Okay. Can we, I know it's very disconcerting, but let's focus on this again. Okay, now. The cells. Yeah. Cells. Okay, so the cells, okay, hello? Okay, the layer is called the palisade mesophyll layer. The cells are called palisade mesophyll cells. Very easy, just change the word. And these cells, or the cells in this layer, are arranged in a vertical manner, and their function is actually for photosynthesis. There are numerous chloroplasts inside this layer, inside the cells, in this layer. Numerous chloroplasts. Okay, so a lot of chloroplasts. Okay, they're all found here. Most of the chloroplasts are found in this layer, in the cells in this layer, and their main function is to photosynthesize, make food. Yes. Palisade mesophyll cell. Yeah, just change the layer to cell. Yes. Yes, excellent. The cuticle is transparent. Epidermal cells are without the chloroplast, so mostly transparent. Yes, very good, very good. You are right.
So if you see that, you see all the way until the second layer.
Yeah, if you can zoom into the small bit, then you can see the second layer. Yes. The epidermal cells produce the cuticle. Yeah, the cells will allow light to pass through, yes. Yeah. You feel it, no? Yeah. You smell it also can. Yeah, Savan. They are not so transparent because they are filled with chloroplasts. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Now, I'm not sure whether you guys know the word palisade. Okay, can I? Palisade is a very old word for... No. Somebody say something now. You all never play those old ancient games, those fantasy games. Never read fantasy books. No, not Final Fantasy. Like those knights and dragons and... You all don't read. Serious? Very good, yes, Isaac, excellent. Palisade is another word for a wall that is made of chloroplast. Champion. Usually made of, not stone, wood, lumber, timber, trees. So in the past, right, when people want to build a wall around a fort, right, what they do is they take the logs, the tree, they will chop off all the leaves and everything, and they chop the top part to have a spike. And then they tie these lumber one by one together to form a wall. That is called a palisade. Palisade. Huh? No, I say it's full of chloroplast. Yeah. Okay, can Sorry, only I guess only people who read those fantasy books will. I guess Isaac does. Or play some game that to do with palisade. Alright, moving forward. I'm out of space, so I need to create one more. Okay, so this is, my bad. I draw too many lines. So can we erase this line? I'm so sorry. Cannot. Okay, never mind. We will take this whole layer as the spongy mesophyll layer. S, M, L. Okay, sorry. No. That's why I need to go to the last layer. The spongy mesophyll layer, right, has a lot of gaps in between, and the gaps in between the cells in the spongy mesophyll layer are. Okay, so after that, you remember we talked about the first layer, then the second layer, then the third layer, right? Now we're on to the middle layer. The middle layer is the thickest. Okay, thickest and has a lot of space in between them, and this layer is called the spongy mesophyll layer. And of course, the cells inside are called spongy mesophyll cells. Very good. Now, the cells in this layer are very unique. Number one, the cells in this layer are irregular in shape. Right? They have some chloroplasts. but their main function is to exchange gas and what do you call raw materials, okay, for photosynthesis. So what happens here is that the cells here are usually irregular in shape. They may look like that. They may look like that, right? Any kind of shape, but they have a lot of spaces in between the cells. Okay, these are called intercellular air spaces. Very important. These intercellular air spaces allows air to go there for exchange. So what happens is, usually there is a, for example, there's a gap. There's a gap here, and then you have cells like that. You have cells like that, okay, that kind of line this whole place. And air can go in through these holes in the leaf. Do you remember what the holes are called? Very good. The holes are called stomata for plural, stoma for singular. Excellent. Okay? So these air spaces in the spongy mesophyll layer allows air to exchange. So basically what happens is, okay, I'm going to write it here. Carbon dioxide will diffuse into the intercellular air spaces through the stomata. Okay? So carbon dioxide will diffuse into the intercellular air spaces through the stomata. Then after that, it will dissolve, okay, into the cells, into the spongy. Okay, I'm going to use short form. Spongy mesophyll cell, SMC. Spongy mesophyll cell, and then diffuse into the palisade mesophyll cell, PMC. Okay? So imagine the carbon dioxide will come in, diffuse into the cells, then from the cells diffuse into the palisade layer like that. Okay? Yeah, Chinggit.
Is the carbon dioxide trapped in?
No lah, use lah. Photosynthesis, oh?
But isn't that all? But isn't that all?
Wow. He just repeated, but isn't that all? But isn't that all? Is there another one? Yes, sorry, Willie. Very good. The oxygen will come out in the same manner but opposite in direction. So the oxygen will be opposite of carbon dioxide. So oxygen will be like this, right? Oxygen will be from here, palisade mesophyll layer, dissolve, diffuse into the spongy mesophyll cells, then come out of the cell and finally diffuse out into the environment. So carbon dioxide go one way, oxygen go the other way during photosynthesis. Crash into each other, they are quite small with respect to the space, so in essence they won't crash. They will hit each other, but not crash as in kaboom, crash. Okay. Can? Alright. Can I move on? Cannot. Wow, you should very fierce. So serious. Again, this is very important. Very important. Whatever I teach you is very important. I didn't say that. I said very important. How can you put words in my mouth? Alright. Okay, Ken? Yeah. Carbon dioxide will go to where it's used. So wherever there is chloroplast, it will absorb the carbon dioxide and use it for photosynthesis during daytime. It will diffuse cell to cell. Can diffuse cell to cell. Dissolve is, because you see when the carbon dioxide comes in, right, it is in gaseous form. Gaseous form cannot diffuse across the cell. It needs to dissolve in the liquid, then in the water, then can diffuse. Diffuse, it must dissolve. It's air, yeah, it's air. Ooh. Okay, can I move on? Last layer already. Last layer, okay? Can Now the last. So you see, so the spongy mesophyll cells are all the messy ones, funny shaped one. And because they're all funny shaped, it doesn't stack together very nicely, so got a lot of gaps. These gaps, where's my laser pointer? These gaps here are called intercellular air spaces. But these intercellular air spaces all have different exits to the outside of the leaf. And these exits are called stomata. You get it? Yeah? So these gaps in the leaf are called stomata. So there's one here, maybe many here. But all of it lead into separate intercellular air spaces, like caves, like chambers, like that. It's like rooms. So these are actually all empty space, just air. These are all air. No cell one, just air. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the last layer, okay, that makes up the bottom part. And I'm sure you can guess what is the name of the bottom part. The last layer right at the bottom.
How many layers are there?
Last layer, I said last.
How many?
Last lah, you go and add lah.
You draw 6 lines. You have 5.
Huh?
You draw 6 lines, then the entry. Now I think you left 2.
Oh, I draw 6 lines Oh, then salah lah, sorry. Too many lines cut away 1 line. Cut away the middle line. So use this whole thing as sorry. My bad. So let me go back. That's right. Wow, very good, excellent. So this last layer is called lower epidermis. Lower epidermis. So you have upper epidermis and you have lower epidermis. And yes, it is possible to have another layer of cuticle at the bottom because some leaves are also waxy on the bottom. But very important are actually the gaps that the cells make. And of course, I mentioned this is the stoma. But very important are the cells that make up the stoma. These cells are called guard cells. Very good. Now, guard cells are typically, we can call them kidney shaped if you want. And their function is to open and close the stomata. Okay? Whew, that was long. Wow, Yi Xuan very patient. Wow. She's trying to prove to me something, but well done. I shall take a picture of your work. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Let's take a picture of Yi Xuan's work. dun, 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 dun. Seriously, of course. I think this is very good, so I'll take a picture. Okay. Thank you, Yishen. So this is Yishen's work. So you see the layers, right? Okay, let's done. Let's magnify a bit. Okay, so you see, so she got it, right? The first top dark line here, I show you, this dark line here is your cuticle. Then you have your, this layer here is your, what? Upper epidermis, right? And then you have this layer here is your palisade mesophyll. And then this layer here is your spongy mesophyll. Although this one a bit thick, but it's okay. But then you have this layer here is your lower epidermis. Actually, a bit off. What should happen is that your spongy mesophyll should come all the way down here. So you should draw some more here like that. 这样就对了. Like that. Right, like that. Then your lower epidermis layer will be here. Like that. Okay, then it's correct. Like that. This will be your lower epidermis layer. Epidermal layer. Like that. Right, so this will be your lower epidermal layer, but the two cells that flank the stoma will be called your guard cells. Yeah, that will be more accurate. Thank you. Okay, Ken? Questions? Yeah, Chingyet. Can the cells in the spongy mesophyll layer move? No. Plant cells don't typically move. Depends on arrangement of the air spaces. Yeah. Yes. See.
The spongy mesophyll cells in the lower epidermis layer.
They are what?
Is there spongy?
No, don't have. So lower epidermis is a lower epidermis.
The last one is.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to say you should extend all the way downwards. So only this part is called the lower epidermal layer. This part. This everything from here to here is still called the spongy layer, spongy mesophyll layer. Yeah. Okay, one more last thing to take note. The spongy mesophyll layer also contains one more set of very important vessels, and they are your plant got blood. No, there's one very important set of plant vessels that are found in the spongy mesophyll layer. Very good. They are the xylem and your phloem vessels. Okay, these two vessels finally will lead to the spongy mesophyll layer. The tubes, the actual tube will reach the spongy mesophyll layer. Okay, so these are the two last two things that are very important found in the spongy mesophyll layer. And of course, you can imagine the purpose of having the xylem reach there is for what? For water, correct? The raw material for photosynthesis, for water to reach your chloroplast. And the phloem is to do what? Carry the manufactured food from the leaf to the other parts of the plant. Okay? Okay? Very good. That's it. We are done. Okay, now, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Singly, did you post answers already? Haven't, right? Okay. Don't post the one that I created. Use Mr. Merv Singh's one. Mr. Merv Singh also has opened up the assignment posting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to post your patchwork 2 for your CAST project, the work done calculation and rationale, please use Mr. Merv Singh's assignment module, the one that he opened. So please post it by this weekend. Yes. Reflection is mine. Reflection is correct. Reflection is mine. Sorry? Yeah. So somewhere in here, like some parts here you just have like some parts here you have this, like that. Then the tubes like that. Yeah, so this will be the xylem. Yeah. Sheet? What do you call me sheet? Yes. Group work, all group work. Yeah, one person in your group. Okay, sorry. Last announcement. Your test, I can't help it, but it must be shifted to Thursday. Because all the other classes are running on Thursday, I cannot give you one more day. So those of you who cannot take on Thursday, you must take on Friday, or if not, Wednesday afternoon. Or Thursday afternoon, or whatever it is. Please coordinate with me. Thursday no science, eh? Have lah. Have lah. Okay, can? If no questions, all the best. If you have things you want to clarify with me, you can WhatsApp me. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, class.